welcome to this edition of the Dos Leprechauns podcast. I'm your host, Jason Hendricks.
And Leprechaun Nate.
Good job, Nate. All right, so big game today against Northwestern, our last... What in the world? That's not supposed to be there. Sorry, we're just getting some technical difficulties worked out here. How's everybody doing today? We're having a great day. Did you guys catch the Ohio State versus Nebraska game? I thought Ohio State was going to pull that off, but it's all right. Get them next time.
I thought Nebraska was going to pull that off.
That's what I thought. That's what I meant anyways. So today, matchup against Northwestern. Nate, how you feeling about today's game?
Feel pretty good. As long as Ian Book's our quarterback, we're fine.
Oh, wow. Okay, not much faith in Brandon. And I think we'll see a little bit of Brandon Wimbush today. Apologize in advance. I have a cold, so a little bit difficult for me to talk, but we're still going to make it work. Jump on if you want to comment and interact with us. We'll be able to track your calls and everything like that. In about 10 minutes, we're going to have Coach Gerry Faust on, so we're really excited to have him on. Really honored that he is going to take some time with us today. So, Nate, let's talk a little bit real quick about last week's game against Navy. What did you think about the game? I know you and I were both there, so what did you think?
Man, I thought it was a good game. I felt that we took over that stadium. That's what we're going to need to do today. It should be another home game for us.
You think it'll be a home game at Northwestern?
Yep.
Okay, well, it is close enough to Notre Dame that I know a lot of people are making the trek, so those of you that are out there, make sure you cheer loud, bring us a win. I think it's going to be a tight game. I've seen all kinds of different predictions. I've seen some people think we're going to win as much as 20. Some people think we're going to win by a field goal. I don't care how many we win by as long as we get the win. It's going to be a tough game. Northwestern's got pretty good offense. Their quarterback is pretty good. Their running game's starting to come alive the last few games against Wisconsin, but they did lose to Akron, and so although that was earlier in the season, I think a team that loses to Akron, I don't think has any business competing with Notre Dame. But we'll see what happens. Which Notre Dame team shows up? Craig Mullins is asking Jason any word on Drew. All I know is that he was listed as day to day. I personally don't think he's going to play, and I don't think he should play. Drew White came into the game against against Navy last weekend in San Diego. Did pretty well in Drew's place. I say they play it safe and have a combination of Drew White, maybe even Jordan Ginmark-Keith playing in Drew Trinkle's position. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think Drew's going to play today. Chris Kelly, go Irish, absolutely. Again, we'll see what happens with Drew, and I don't see him playing. I had also heard that Troy Pride Jr. wasn't 100%, so we'll see if he plays. Hope he does. But, again, if they need to go a different route with that, then I'd rather them err on the side of caution with 3 games after this left. Let them finish out the season strong. Bill Whaley says, I think it'll be tough too. Northwestern's a very well-coached team. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Pat Fitzgerald always has his team ready to play. He's a former All-American from Northwestern. Tough-nosed, gritty coach, tough-nosed, gritty team. So they're going to come. They're going to hit. They're going to be physical, and I think Notre Dame just has to do the same, and hopefully their athletes will pull them ahead at the end there. Ken J. Walters, I think he should rest today also. Agreed. Dean Wilson, Irish for life, absolutely. Christy, oh yeah, Madmore's in the house. Madmore Creations, you can see our sign right here. That's touch it for good luck. That's actually a Madmore Creations sign. I also want to give a big shout out to our producer, Corn Dog, who's in the house. He's helping us if you haven't noticed, we have a little bit of a new setup going on here in the studio. I have a Mevo now, so the picture quality should be a lot better. Sound quality should be better too. Let us know what you guys think about the picture and sound. If it looks and sounds any better to you guys, please let us know either way. So again, thank you guys for watching the show. We are going to go ahead and give Coach Faust a call and have that conversation. Again, let us know, guys, if you are having any difficulty hearing the podcast today. We think we got the kinks mostly worked out. It's a work in progress, but we think we're good to go. So let's see. Good afternoon, Coach Faust. This is Jason and Nate with the Dos Leprechauns.
Oh, you guys got it done earlier, huh?
Yeah, we got everything worked out, so we're able to get you on a little bit earlier. How are you doing today?
Good.
So your son told me you were playing some cards. What card game were you playing?
Oh, generally, I play with a bunch of guys.
Did you win, or you ahead? Or?
I lost my shirt today.
Oh, that's not good. Well, hopefully you're wearing it now. We don't have you on live, but hopefully you're wearing it now. So, Coach, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us today. We really appreciate the time.
I'm glad to do it, Jason.
Wanted to talk to you a little bit about, I know you follow the team real closely still. What do you think about the Irish this far after 8 weeks?
Well, I think that they're playing very well. They seem to really be a team effort. I think the coach, Kelly's doing an excellent job. And I think they recruited some quality people. Not only are they good athletes, but good people.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now, what do you know about the Northwestern team? Pat Fitzgerald obviously is a very well-versed in playing the Irish. He's played us a few times. So what do you think about this Northwestern team that they're going to see today?
Well, after Notre Dame, they came to Akron U and took the program from Division I AA to 1A. And Gerry Faust, who's the head coach now, was our quarterback coach then when I was there. And they beat Northwestern at Northwestern this year in the second game of the season, and came from behind and did it. I thought Northwestern was going to have a real tough year, but they seemed to really respond in the last 4 or 5 games and are doing much better, and playing much better. And so I think that the game will be a great game to watch if you're just a spectator. But I think that Notre Dame's got an advantage in the aspect that they have an opportunity for them to go to the Final Four for the national championship if they can keep it going. The problem is that every team that plays Notre Dame, it's one of their top 2 games.
Yep.
You'll find that they're always ready to play you, no matter what school it is. And to beat Notre Dame, it puts some feathers in their pockets. And so every time we played teams, they were always up and ready to go, and we had to do it from week to week rather than one every 2 or 3 weeks. And this is what's occurring now, that Notre Dame's going to play a team that's going to really be up for them. I would be I would be really surprised though if Notre Dame doesn't control the game. They have a great running game, and their passing game's excellent, and their defense really has been doing very well. And their kicking game is excellent also.
Yeah. You made a good point there in terms of controlling the game and controlling the clock. Coach Kelly made some adjustments on the offensive line. Aaron Banks is in there now at guard, and I think that was a really good adjustment he made against the Navy game. Aaron Banks is real physical, and I think you're going to need to be very physical against the Northwestern front 7, who are some talented players. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good matchup. I want to go back and talk about your career at Notre Dame and how that all came to be. Can you give everybody that may not know, I know most people know, but talk about how you transitioned from Moeller High School to Notre Dame and how that all went down?
Well, it's sort of a unique situation what happened. We had a lot of our kids. Every year at Moeller High School, we had 25, 26 kids get scholarships for football, to play college football and get their education, But we had them at Alabama, we had them at Michigan, we had them at Ohio State, we had them everywhere. But the most of our kids, we have I think to this day, we're probably the one high school in the country that has had more kids play at Notre Dame. Now, I don't know if that's factual now anymore or not, but at the time, when I was there and after I was there, before I was there, when Aaron was a coach, we had plenty of our kids go there. So I was a senior in high school and played quarterback for my dad at Dayton Catholic High School in Dayton, Ohio. My dad is in the High School Hall of Fame in the state of Ohio. He just was a tremendous coach and everything. But I had visits everywhere and offered all kinds of scholarships. And I had a visit to Notre Dame, and so Leahy was the coach at that time, and so we had a workout and everything, and Leahy talked about coming to Notre Dame. And I said to myself, you don't have to talk me into it, Coach, I'm coming. But after we were near the indoor facility, so they were allowed to work out at that time. And I don't know what the rules are now, but there were 15 quarterbacks there that day when I was there. There was about 100 kids in there being recruited that weekend. And it was around Thanksgiving, and I think that's why it was so big. But after I saw the first 5 or 6 quarterbacks throw the ball, I said, there's no way I could play here. I said, maybe someday I could be the coach here. So that's how it all started. I went to University of Dayton and played there. And great school, and I really loved the school, and had a lot of great friends there. And so I played there at the quarterback for them. In those days, you had to play both ways, you know. So I played defensive back and quarterback both. But and I was coaching at Muller, you know. I had all kinds of offers from colleges and high schools around the area or the country even. If I wanted to, I told them, no, I'm going to stay at Muller. I said the only place I'd ever go would be Notre Dame, you know. And the funny thing about it was that in spring game, my wife said, let's go up to spring game. I said, well, I don't have time. I'm athletic director and football coach at Muller. I just don't have time to do that. She says that we owe it to our kids. I said, Marlene, we spend quality time with our kids. She said, no, our kids that are playing for Notre Dame. We had 6 playing at Notre Dame at that time. Oh. And I said to her, you know what? I said, you're right. So we went up there. And the first place we went to was the Grotto of the Blessed Mother. And I found out when I went up there being recruited back in 1952. And so, 52, 53. So I took the kids down there and everything, and I lit candles. I lit one for each one of the kids, one for my wife and my parents that were living and her parents who were living. And then the last candle I lit up, I became the head football coach at Notre Dame. I'd come to Grotto every day. I was on the campus. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from Father Joyce and asked me if I'd be interested. Told me, said, Coach Dan Devine is going to step down after the season. He says he can't say anything to anybody or tell anybody I called you. I said, I won't say a word to anybody. He says, my coach's wife is not feeling well, and he has to go to a dry climate. So we think he's going to step down after the season's over with. And would you be interested in being the head football coach? And I said, Father, it'd be a dream come true. And so anyhow, about 2 months later, right in December after we beat Massillon for the state championship, I got a call and they offered me the job to be the head coach at Notre Dame.
Wow.
So dream came true. It's a great place. The people are super up there. The thing that makes Notre Dame, it's a great place. The people that work there want to be there.
Right.
You know, it's a special place, and it's special to be on the campus and work there and everything. And that's why the place is so great, because the people that work there really want to be there and be part of Notre Dame. So it's a special place.
That's an awesome story. I appreciate you sharing that. Now, you had some great players play for you. Do you have anybody that really stands out as somebody that you kind of were a father figure to, that you were especially close to in your time at Notre Dame?
Well, I always tell the people that interview me that I never single out a player, because I felt all of them were great, and all of them helped us be what we were. And but we've had some kids that have received some honors, and one's Bob Crable, who's in the Hall of Fame in college football and that, and Ken Griffey Jr., is in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and Barry Larkin's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. They both played football for us at Moeller, and a bunch of other ones. It's tough to remember which ones. I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's a lot of them. In fact, John Boehner, the Speaker of the House, played linebacker for us at Moore High School.
Okay, didn't know that.
And he's there. And, we were close contact still to this day. I haven't bugged him recently, but he does. He lives, I think he lives in Florida now, and he's got his family and grandkids and that. So he's a great human being. The funny thing about it that another situation is there's Father Paul Coleman, and Father Paul Coleman's a priest for the Holy Cross Order, and he went to Moeller and established our team doctor, and he was our trainer, and then he came to Notre Dame, and he was our trainer at Notre Dame. Now he's on the campus as a professor there at the University of Notre Dame.
Wow.
As a priest. Yeah. So I can go down and down. There are all kinds of guys that really have made it big. And the neat thing about it is what they've done is they haven't forgotten their roots, and they haven't forgotten that they should help people when they're financially very strong. And I say 90% of the kids that played for us that are millionaires have really contributed back, not only to Moeller High School, but to help people out. And former players that they played with sometimes need some help. And so they've really been good. I always tell coaches when I spoke at clinics, football clinics, the wins of the scoreboard keep your job, but the wins of the hearts of the young men you're coaching, if they become winners in life, are the real wins. And boy, we had a lot of real wins.
And that's one of the things. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, what'd you say?
I was just going to say that's one of the things that I think makes Notre Dame so special is that sense of community, sense of giving back, and being more about what happens on the football field,
Yeah. I had trouble hearing you, Jason. What did you say?
No, I just said that's what makes Notre Dame so special is the fact that most of these players go on to do more than just be stars on the field.
Yeah.
But
you're exactly right. Every kid from Moeller High School that went there graduated. And that's amazing. Every one of them. And there's been a bunch of them. I don't even know how many there are. But when we were there, I can't remember how many scholarships we were allowed a year. It was either 25 or 30. It's changed so much, I haven't really kept up with it. But we had only two kids. See, we had one kid that didn't graduate. We had two kids that transferred because they felt they couldn't play at that level and wanted to play. And they graduated, and all the other kids graduated from Notre Dame.
That's amazing. We've actually had two of your former players on the show before, Bob Grable and Tony Hunter, who wanted us to tell you hello. So.
They're two of the best.
Oh, yeah.
They are. They both played at Moeller.
Yep.
Played at Notre Dame. In fact, Grable was head football coach at Moeller for 9 years, or 8 years. Yeah, and did a great job. And I talked to him, I say about once every 2 weeks. And I talked to Tony about 4 or 5 times. In fact, Kyle Luff at Francisco just called me the other day, and I talked to him. So I keep in touch with most of them.
Good. That's great.
And see if I can help them out or anything like that. They're just great kids.
Now
they mean more what it is. Huh?
You had some real quality time at Notre Dame, but I think one of the things you're most known for is that you started that winning streak against the hated ones over here on the West Coast, USC. What do you remember about those games against USC as you were a coach?
Yeah, we were the first time in 16 years to win out there on the West Coast. Yeah, in fact, we lost one game out there. But the next day, the headlines in the paper were Southern Cal wins with a phantom touchdown. We recovered the ball, and the referees, they didn't have replay in those days, but one of our kids that played at Dayton Auto recovered the fumble, and we won that one too. So it's amazing. But those things happen. I know afterwards, I went into the locker room and I went to see the officials, and they were down in another locker room, and I just told them, I said, when any of your referees come in and talk to our football team, because I don't know what to say to them after that phantom touchdown. And they all got shook up, and I said, hey, good luck to all of you. God bless you. I left, and that's all I did. And then I went down to which coaches, can't remember the coach's name, but he's the head coach there. Southern Cal, he retired after that game. And I went down and congratulated the team, Southern Cal team, for winning the game.
That's awesome. Yeah, anytime we beat SC is a good time for me because we live out here on the West Coast and take a lot of heat from those guys.
We beat them, I think, 3 straight there at the end. It could have been 5 straight, to be honest with you, because we missed 2 field goals in the one game. We won to beat them 5 times, but we won the last 3. The thing about it was that it's a funny story. I had a press conference before the Southern Cal game at home, and the sportscaster says, Coach, are you going to come out in green? And I said, no. I said, there will always be blue in our uniform, because that's those are my colors, the blue is. And so anyhow, we go out in the first half, and we're beating them, I think, 24-0 or something like that. And we had it all set up for the second half to come out with a green jersey on, because so we come out in the second half with green jerseys on. The kid, they went crazy. So anyhow, after the game was over with, we won the game big. And the guy says, I thought you told us that you would always have blue in your uniform, in your jerseys. I says, well, did you look at the jersey? And they said, no. I said, there's a blue stripe on both sides of the green. I said, and so we had 2 blue stripes there. And they said, oh my gosh. Then they asked me, he said, why did you put them on the second half? Since you went 24-0. And I told him, I says, well, I always understood that there's 2 halves to a game. And I said, the game's never over till it's over. So
that's awesome.
It was sort of funny.
Yeah.
But I always got along with the press. And they were good people. They wrote things you don't like to see or read, but hey, that's their job.
Sure.
So I never condemned any of them.
Couple questions from our audience, Coach. Jason Lynch from Arkansas would like to know, in your recollection, what was your biggest win in your career? All of them. That's any game we played. It was a win. When we won. And I never pointed any of them out because other people have, but I haven't. I don't. Every team we had was a great team, and I think our worst record was 6-2-2 in high school, and we were 174 wins, 17 losses, and 2 ties, and we won 92 of our last 93 games. We lost that one 13-12 on a field goal that hit the middle bar and bounced over. So, all our teams had something good about it, so I never single out one or never single player out. All right, well, that's fair enough. So, Coach, I know you got to get back to a really important game at Gin Rummy. Is there anything you'd like to tell the fans before we let you go? I finished the Gin Rummy game, and I didn't do very well today. but for the fans of football, just stay behind your team. If you're a Notre Dame fan, God bless you. I have great love for the university, and I have a great love for the 3. Every place I coached was blue and gold. Lower was blue and gold, and Notre Dame was blue and gold,
and Akron U was blue and gold. Can you believe that?
That's crazy. That's a weird coincidence.
Well, three schools, and Akron U's a great, doing a great job. They're 4-4 right now, and we took it to Division One back in 1986 or 87. We went to Division One, and they never had a team do that. So it was very difficult because we didn't get any exceptions for scholarships or anything like that, you know. So it took 4 or 5 years for us to catch up in numbers to the other Division One schools.
That's amazing. I mean, yeah, there's so much going against Notre Dame with the weather and the academics. That's no doubt for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, I always feel this way. You know, Notre Dame, those young men that play for Notre Dame, they play at their top all the time because they wanted to come to Notre Dame because it's a special place. And that, I don't know of anywhere else that a lot of kids came there because they just wanted to get their degree from Notre Dame. They just wanted to walk the campus of Notre Dame and be part of Notre Dame.
Absolutely. Coach, before we let you go, I wanted to let you know when we announced that you were coming on the show the other day, the response was unlike anything we've seen before. There were so many people that shared different stories about what you've done for them or impact you made in their life simply by just being kind to them. There was a gentleman that shared a story about he helped you buy a car. That was Frank Johnson. So just a lot of people have a lot of love for you still, and we really appreciate you coming on and what you've done for the university.
Well, Jason, it's a pleasure meeting you out of the air.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday I get to meet you in person, and it's great that you cover Notre Dame and on the West Coast, and I just want to wish you the very best, and God bless you, and all the Notre Dame fans and all the fans out there listening to your program. God bless them too.
Thanks, Coach. God bless, and go Irish.
Thanks for having me on the program.
Yes, sir. Take
Go
care.
Irish.
See you later.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, so great call there with Coach Gerry Faust. That was a lot of fun catching up with him. You know, some people had the nerve to inbox and say, you know, Coach Faust had a losing record, but when you hear that story about going from Moeller High School as a high school football coach to then going to your dream job of Notre Dame, I mean, that's the stuff of legends right there, and just a really cool story. Just once again, just another thing that makes Notre Dame so special. And Moeller really was a pipeline for Notre Dame for so long. It's really amazing to me how many people were affected by Coach Faust. Sorry for the technical difficulty there. So anyways, thank you guys all for the comments there. Real quick, Nate, let's talk a little high school football. We talked about Moeller High School. Let's talk about Notre Dame Titan Riverside football. Let's talk about that win last night against Citrus Valley. Nate, how'd our boys do?
Good.
Thank you for that feedback. I know his dad watches the show, Rodney Koenig. 5 touchdown passes, over 200 yards in the air. Notre Dame advances to play San Jacinto next Saturday at RCC, so we're proud of the Titans. Nate just finished up his season, first ever season to tackle. What do you think about your first season?
It was cool.
Super talkative today with Leprechaun Nate. All righty. All right, well, that's going to do it today. We want to keep our shows to about a half hour. Thank you guys for watching. Please share the show. We're really close to getting to 3,000 likes and follows on 4,000 likes and follows on our Dos Leprechauns page. If you're not following that page, please do. Please share the page. We have some merchandise available. A lot of great features, a lot of great edits from Wayne Smith, great stories from Patrick McCormick and Jason Pruitt, cool videos from our guy Ben Walters, Matt David, Jason Lynch. Appreciate all your help on all the page, all the things we do on the page. So continue to share those and check our page out. Looking forward to a good game, guys. It's going to be close. I really don't see us blowing them out, especially on the road. A little bit of the hangover after Navy, but I do think we pull out a close one toward the end there at Northwestern. So have a great game day. Talk to everybody later. Go Irish. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.